Page 197. So, continuation, except now we're mixing in. We did it a bit on the board. I think we touched on it yesterday. We're mixing in negatives. Okay, so you got to think a little more, but just write them down. All right, there's no shame in writing these factors down before you do it. So, here we go. Factor by inspection, which means make the two brackets. So you're looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 12 and add to what number? What number's on the negative x? Negative 1. So what multiplies to negative 12 and adds to negative 1? All right, let's do the factors of 12. 1 and 12. Is that going to work? 2 and 6. Is that going to work? 3 and 4. Is that going to work? Which one has to be negative? The 4, right? Because they have to add to negative 1. So it'd be 3 and negative 4. So then you just go x plus 3, x minus 4. What about B? What multiplies to negative 18 and adds to positive 3? All right, factors of 18. 1 and 18, does that work? 2 and 9, does that work? 3 and 6, does that work? Okay, which one's negative? The 3 would be, right? Because it has to add to positive 3. Right? 6 plus negative 3 is positive 3. So this would be x plus 6, x minus 3. C. We change the variables. Doesn't matter. A's are just like x's. What multiplies to negative 8 and adds to negative 7? 8 and 1. Okay, which one has to be negative? The 8. Because negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. Is that okay? All right. Next bit. Let's save A. We'll come back to that one. B. What do you do if you have a number in front of your first term that is squared? Greatest common factor, which is? 2. So 2 comes out. And I get t squared minus 7t plus 10. How did I get those numbers? You divide by what you took out. Remember that? Okay. Now you ask yourself, what multiplies to 10 and adds to negative 7? 5 and 2, which one's negative? Both of them are negative, right? Because they need to add to negative 7. So t minus 5, t minus 2. Does it matter if I wrote t minus 2 times t minus 5? The order of the brackets doesn't matter. All right, C. X squared minus 3x minus 6. Do I have to factor anything out? No, because there's a 1 in front of the x squared. So you just ask yourself, what multiplies to negative 6 and adds to negative 3? Let's do the factors of 6. 1 and 6. 2 and 3. Is there anything else? Is there any combination there that can get me to negative 3?
What someone just said. You can't do it.
Can't do it. Because I can't add, I can't add 1 and 6 or take the difference of 1 and 6 or make one negative to give me -3, and the same with 2 and 3. There's no way I can do that. All right. D. This thing just looks all kinds of wrong. Why?
Because there's a 4 in front of like the first.
There's a 4 in front of the first term, and it's to the 4th power. And then this is a 3 and this is a 2. We don't like that. We like these. 2, 1. No, what am I trying to say? No variable. That's what I'm trying to say. So we take out a greatest common factor. It's your first step every single time. What's the greatest common factor of this thing? 4. And then the lowest exponent is x squared. How do you get what's left inside? You divide by what you took out. What's 4 divided by 4? 1. X to the 4 divided by x squared is 16 divided by 4. So -4. X cubed divided by x squared. -20 divided by 4. X squared over x squared is no more x squared, because it would be x to the 0, which is just 1. Okay. Then what? Am I done? Sorry? Yeah. So we're looking for what multiplies to -5 and adds to -4. 1 and 5, and 1 would be positive, and 5 would be negative. So it'd be the 4x squared just hangs out. X minus 5, x plus 1. Okay. Oh, we got to do the first one. A. What? This thing is just all kinds of ugly. So what are we doing? What should we do? Well, okay, what's wrong with the way it's written or looks right now? We got this -a squared. Like, I've never shown you anything like that. Nobody likes a leading number that is negative. They don't put it in, I won't say they won't put it in math, but nobody really likes it, so they manipulate it. What can I do to make this a positive a squared? Somebody said it. What? You could put it on the bottom, but that's not going to help you. I heard somebody say it. Factor out a -1. Okay? If you take out a -1, you divide everything in there by a negative, which does what? It flips all the signs, right? Because -1 divided by -1 is positive a squared. What happens to the -6a? And 27 becomes? So that's a trick. If you have a negative, it could be a -2, you would take out a -2 because it'll flip all the signs. All right? Now we look for two numbers that multiply to -27 and add to 6. And everybody got shut down. Do the factors of 27. 1 and 27. 3 and 9. Do I need to go any further? No. Positive 9 and -3. Yes. A plus 9. A minus 3. Because 9 plus -3 is positive 6. 9 times -3 is -27. When you do it, like once you factor the negative out, you leave that, and this is the one you're factoring. Don't look at this. This is gone. This is the one you want to deal with. Okay? Are we good? So you're going to ace all the questions I give you? Probably. That's better than no. All right, here we go. Numero Oh, it could be lots. Which one should we do here? 3? Number 3. Number 4. I think we should do 3 and 4. Four A to D. There you go. 4A to D. Number 3 and 4A to D, please. There we go. Okay, so looking at this one, x squared plus 13xy plus 30y squared. How does this look different than all the other ones we've done? There's double variables. Okay? No. We just... It's the same process. You're still making 2 brackets. So we'll make our 2 brackets. What is going to go in the first part of the bracket? What letter? X. Because when you multiply them together, you have to get an x squared. The only difference now is the last half of the bracket will have a y there. Then you just look at the numbers and do the same thing. Whoops. What multiplies to 30 and adds to 13? That's it. Because if you went 10y times 3y, you would get 30y squared. So the next one is exactly the same. We have a y squared at the end, so it's x and a y. X and a y. Figure out the numbers. What multiplies to negative 72 and adds to 71? Okay, let's do the factors of 72. Whoops. 72. 1 and 72. Can I combine those to get 71? Which one's negative? The 1, right? So I just go minus. Now you could put minus 1y or just minus y. It's the same thing. And then plus 72y. That looks really gross. Let me clean that up. That's better. Okay. If you wrote this, that's the same thing. It's not wrong. Okay. It's fine. All right. C. What's wrong with C? It's got that 3 in front, right? So what do we do with it? So you pull the 3 out. And I got, well, you tell me what I have left in there. I'll freeze it. What? Do you have what's in the brackets? Did you get that? Okay, so we divide everything by 3, right? Now the question is, what multiplies to negative 84 and adds to negative 5? I'll be very impressed if people get this quickly without a calculator. Adds to negative 84 multiplies to negative 84 and adds to negative 5. The roof. You're on the 3rd floor. Have you never looked at the school from the outside? There isn't an infinite number of floors. People. A monster. No. Just workers. Worker people. All right. What multiplies to negative 84 and adds to negative 5? something.
I got -7.
Negative.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, hang on. What?
I -7 and +35.
-7 and +5?
That's what I thought. -7 times 5 is 35.
What's 7 times 12? 84. So it's going to be a minus 12b, a plus 7b. Why do I have to have the b's? Because it has a b squared at the end. Okay? So if you have two variables, you just have to have a second variable on the end of the bracket. That's it. The process is identical. Are we okay? Six and seven, please.